You ever have one of those days where everything starts out normal, like painfully, boringly normal, and then out of nowhere, it just flips? Like the universe spins the roulette wheel and lands on, let's see how much chaos she can handle today. Yeah, that was me last Tuesday. I wasn't planning on having a meltdown in a shopping mall. I didn't wake up thinking, gee, I hope I get into a showdown with a stranger who thinks her clearance candles are more important than my kid's safety. But that's what happened. And now, I can't stop thinking about it. We'd gone to the Briarwood Commons Mall, and my 3 kids. The older 2, Dylan and Zoe, are 10 and 8. And then there's Sadie, my 6-year-old tornado with pigtails and a very dramatic cry. We weren't doing anything crazy, just running errands, grabbing new sneakers for Zoe, a birthday gift for Dylan's friend, and maybe, if I was lucky, some concealer to hide the fact that I hadn't slept in 3 nights. It was loud, as malls always are. Teens buzzing in herds, little kids sprinting like they'd never heard of a leash, and the hum of background music pumping out of department stores. But it felt familiar, normal, safe, even, until it didn't. We were just about to pay for some stuff in this big box home goods store, you know the kind, filled with throw pillows and soap that costs $18 for some reason when the fire alarm went off. And not the gentle, please exit calmly kind. I mean the blaring, high-pitched, get the hell out now, kind that scrambles your nervous system and makes your kids grip your arms like baby koalas. At first, I didn't panic. I've got 3 kids. I've had puke in my bra and Legos in my shoes. Chaos is just Tuesday for me. I gathered the kids, told them it was probably just a drill, and we'd grab our stuff and head for the door. No big deal, right? But something about that alarm, it just felt different. People weren't acting like it was just a drill. They were rushing. A couple folks dropped their baskets and bolted. You could feel the anxiety spreading like static. I looked at the kid. Sadie was already tearing up, her bottom lip trembling like a cartoon, and I knew. We had to get out of there. Fast. Now, here's where it gets complicated. The registers were packed. People weren't evacuating, they were still trying to buy their damn rugs and soaps and knockoff Yankee candles. I figured, fine. We don't need to buy anything that badly. We'll just squeeze past the line and head straight for the exit. And that's when I met her. I don't know her real name. Don't care. But in my head, she'll always be Linda with the lip gloss. 50-something, dressed in head-to-toe athleisure that hadn't seen a treadmill since Obama's first term. Arms loaded with shopping bags. Lips pursed so tight, I thought she might pop a blood vessel. She saw me guiding my kids toward the front of the store, not cutting anyone off, not demanding to pay, just moving to leave, and she snapped her head around like a hawk spotting prey. "Excuse me," she shrieked, and I mean shrieked, like I'd just committed a felony in front of her. I froze. The kids clung to my legs. And for a split second, I thought maybe she's just panicked too. Maybe we're all on edge, and she thinks I'm cutting the line. But before I could even open my mouth, she charged. "You can't just skip the line because you've got kids," she barked, standing directly in front of me, blocking our path with her arms out like she was auditioning for mall security. "Everyone's got to wait. You think you're special or something?" I blinked at her, and all I could think was, "Lady, I don't care about your discounted throw pillows. There's an alarm going off, and I've got 3 small humans who are scared out of their minds." But I didn't say that. Not yet. Instead, I said, as calmly as I could, "Ma'am, I'm just trying to get to the exit. We're not checking out. We just want to leave." But oh no, that wasn't good enough for her. "I've been in this line for 20 minutes, she snapped, eyes narrowing like I was personally stealing time from her life. "You can go wait like everyone else. You're not better than us." I looked down. Sadie was sobbing. Dylan was pale. Zoe was gripping my wrist so hard I thought I'd bruise. And something in me just cracked. This wasn't about a line anymore. This wasn't about shopping. This was about someone who couldn't see past her own reflection, someone so locked into her own little world that she thought dignity came from dying with a receipt in hand. I stepped forward just one step and said, "We're leaving. Now, you can either move, or I will move around you." And folks, she did not take that well. She gasped like I'd insulted her ancestors and said, "You think the rules don't apply to you? I have rights. You don't just get to break in front of everyone because you've got brats in tow." I swear to you, she used the word brats. That's when the crowd started to shift. People behind her were watching, now register lines slowing down, cashiers wide-eyed. A man near the gift wrap section muttered, "Just let the lady through," but Linda didn't budge. I could hear the alarm echoing louder, the announcement repeating to evacuate, the tension climbing like a heartbeat. I knew I had a decision to make, so I made it. I placed my hand gently on Sadie's shoulder, whispered, "We're going, baby." And then I did what every mother knows how to do when her back's against the wall. He moved. I slid past Linda's arm, ducked her elbow, and walked right past her like she was a mannequin. She gasped, stumbled back, and started yelling something behind me, words like entitled and police and children as an excuse. But I didn't turn around. I didn't have time for her tantrum. I had 3 reasons to keep walking. We got outside into the parking lot clustered with other evacuees, everyone looking rattled, confused, some of them still holding shopping bags. I found a spot near the curb, sat Sadie down, rubbed her back, and tried to breathe. And then, the whispering started. I heard bits and pieces. That woman blocked her. With kids, can you believe it? During a fire drill, no less. And for a moment, I wanted to explain myself. To tell everyone that I wasn't cutting the line, that I wasn't trying to cause a scene, that I just didn't want my daughter to scream in a burning building. But I didn't say anything. I just sat there, letting the moment settle like ash. Eventually, this middle-aged guy, beard, jeans, kind face, walked up and said, "You all right?" I saw what happened. That was something. I nodded, not really knowing what to say. He looked at the kids, then back at me. "You did the right thing. Just glad you got out." I don't know who he was. I never got his name. But I'll remember that face because in a moment when I felt small, when I felt like maybe I had done something wrong, he reminded me that sometimes the right thing doesn't look polite. Eventually, the all clear came. We were allowed back inside. I hesitated. Part of me just wanted to grab the kids and drive home and eat dinner out of cereal boxes, but the kids were hungry. And there's something weirdly comforting about chicken nuggets in chaos. So we went to the food court. Sadie got fries. Dylan got his burger. Zoe wanted sushi, but settled for pizza. They started to laugh again, talk about their favorite YouTuber and which Pokemon is the best, and for a moment, I felt normal again. Until a girl from customer service, maybe 22, kind eyes, walked up and said, "Hey, I just wanted to check in. I heard what happened. I'm so sorry you had to deal with that." And I don't know. I almost cried. Because someone saw it. Someone got it. We talked for a minute. She told me that they'd had a few issues like that before, people who think safety rules don't apply to them. And I said, mostly to myself, I just don't get it. Why can't people see past their own shopping cart when it really counts? She nodded. Some people just get stuck. They live in their own bubble. And when something bursts it, they panic and lash out. And I thought about that. About how Linda wasn't just angry. She was panicked. She didn't know how to function when the system got flipped. And instead of helping, she froze. She clung to her place in line like it was a life raft. But that didn't excuse it. Because when you're a grown adult in a public place, when alarms are going off and kids are crying and strangers are helping strangers, the only thing worse than doing nothing is being in the way. I don't hate Linda. I don't even really blame her. But I'll never forget her. Because that day, in the middle of a fire drill, I saw the difference between someone who protects what matters and someone who protects what's theirs. So yeah, maybe I broke the unspoken rule about waiting in line. Maybe I didn't follow the script. But I followed my gut. I followed my kids' fear. And I followed the sound of my own voice saying, "We're leaving." And I don't regret it. So here's my question to you. What would you have done? Would you have waited politely in line while the alarm blared? Or would you have pushed past entitlement to protect what you love? Let me know in the comments. Because the world isn't short on Lindas. But maybe, just maybe, it could use a few more people who aren't afraid to move. If this story hit home for you and made you think twice about what you do in a moment of chaos, hit that like button. Share this video with someone who needs a reminder that kindness still matters. And don't forget to subscribe for more real stories about real people just trying to navigate the mess of everyday life. And hey, if you've ever been blocked in a moment that mattered, I'd love to hear your story below. Let's talk about it. Because sometimes healing starts with telling it like it is.